What up, Tadam? What's going on, bruv? Yeah. Okay. Good to hear. Progress, progress. That's what I always appreciated. Anytime I checked in with you, there's always progress. Ah, look, our botter is here too. Hey, what's up? Morning. Throw up one of those anonymous accounts and say hi. You know, with the username I've never seen before. It's working. You're on a roll. See, there you go. Joe Grad, hello, brother. Hey, how you doing, man? How you doing? Up in this pancake house, plotting on getting some hash. Hard to find in Detroit. Well, you gotta go uh, Detroit down to the 8th mile. Take it down to the 8th mile. Cross the tracks, 3 blocks left, past Woodrinson Ave. I got my real name on my account. What anonymous account? Ian. That one. It's all good. It's all good. Don't make it a thing or else it might become a thing. Come on. To say the least, you've always enjoyed attempts at challenging my intelligence. It's only been going on 10 years now. But yeah. Better that than a tall glass of shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Because then you gotta make more accounts and. So let's just keep it cordial. You bought the channel, you use some of the accounts. Hey, usernames I've never seen before. What's up, brother? Ew, brother, what's that? I'll play along if I feel like it, up until the point that I feel like it. And then, there we are. All right. Yeah, I should get me some hashish. Head over to Life Flower. That is what was in here. No more. I don't think. Nope. I don't even know why I keep the thing. But yeah, what was it? Fucking Babbles. Babbles, Grandma's Breath, and Lebanese hash. That's some hash. Go on and hash it out. Y'all hash out your motherfucking issues. Good bubble hash is hard to find anywhere. Von Grow. I'm gonna, when we move, and we about to move, like Young MC and them, bust a move. But when I do, then I'm gonna fire up the whole new agricultural crop station. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bring that jam back like a good DJ. Origin points and all that. Hydroponics. We're gonna be cooking with Crisco and Jemima. Yeah. That's gonna happen this year. Enough supporting big corp that doesn't support me. See, and just open thought. A good dispensary should run up a point system, but additionally run up a credit system for their premium customers. Oh, times hard this week. Don't you worry. Take this ounce. Ha! We know you're good for it. You're in here, 3, 4 times, once every week. Your family. They should run like a THC credit line. I have spoken. Did you hear me? Hoi! You honestly think if LeBron got a lower taper fade, it could fix all of your problems? I'm sorry. I didn't make the connection there. How's that go? If LeBron James got a lower taper fade, that would fix my problems. You honestly think on top of it could fix all of. You meant to put his, huh? Let me work with you. We'll get the job done. You meant to put his, but somehow it went with yours because of the typo correct or suggestion or something to that effect, right? Right. That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see. Dover. First name Ben. I've seen it. I've seen your user tag before. I have. Where? I don't remember. Oh no, I do. On the internet. I've seen your tag before. Good morning. Shh. Don't blow the spot, but that's one of those accounts that I've seen before. And I know who it belongs to. All right. All right. And that's funny. Must be a universal energy or moment or something going on here. Because I wanted to talk about LeBron. No shit. A little bit. Because they traded Luka Doncic for AD to the Lakers. You think LeBron knew before AD knew? Hell yeah. But golly, God damn, Paul. That's some fucked up shit. Mm-hmm. Teron, you heard about the trade? Luka has been traded to the Los Angeles Fakers. Now I wonder. Will that bring about any result? Bet me. Nope. Luka's a shooter, sometimes driver, more so shooter. But he doesn't outclass the valuableness of AD for rebounds, points, and shots. Like he'll throw up a three. He won't necessarily fucking make it, but he'll throw one up. He'll definitely drive. He'll definitely get rebounds. I don't know. I can't believe they did that. They just brought Kyrie over. Hold on, but wait. Nigga. How creative and thoughtful of you. I can see you putting in work. Nigga, I love you. Thanks. Damn, I was just about to give you a tall glass of shut the fuck up. But since you're putting in such effort, to remain on the positive side, let it glide. See? I'm fair. Yo, I got a question, bro. Why does your wiener keep crying milk? I got an answer. Because you haven't had enough of the tall glasses of shot. Oh, fuck up. That's why. So, with that said, we'll remove that and replace it with a tall glass of shut the fuck up. Like that shit won't stop. It's been hours. Cool, try this tall glass and shut the fuck up. See if it doesn't bring about different results. It'll definitely buy you time to focus on what's important, necessary. That's the best advice I can give you, you know? And there I was thinking, wow, you might last 5 minutes by way of text. I was wrong. You were close though. It was like 4.5. Huh? Now's the ample time to use the other accounts. Fuck around and find out. Because it's the final countdown. So, are you still in Ohio? Tehran. Wagwan. Oh, no. You're trying to cut a deal. It's a fun countdown. do 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 do. What song is that? Jam on it, a jam on it. What is it? Sugar Hill. Do 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 do. The Soul Sonic. Hey Google, play Grandmaster Flash and the Soul Sonic Force. She's like, what? Hey Google, play Grandmaster Flash and the Soul Sonic Force.
Okay, Planet Rock, 12 inches vocal version by the Soul Sonic Force.
Fucking Planet
Here it is
Rock.
on YouTube Music.
That's what it was, right? Let's see.
I love my natural hair, but not what hoodies were doing to it. So I made my own. Chase and Philly helps my business grow, one hoodie at a time.
Get financial guidance from bankers in your community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours.
Party people, can you get funky? Soul Sonic Force, can you get funky? With the Nation, can you get funky? Yeah, just hit me. Just face the ball.
Just get on down.
Just get on down. Just hit me.
First squeeze grapefruit juice hits different they do. How you like? Yeah. Socialize. Get down. Ladies. Dead ass. This was the first rap song I had on 12 on vinyl. I was in the whole like, hey, 7 years old and shit. Don't stop. Hey, don't stop. Fucking powwow. We got. Can't find a single spot selling all of that shit. So I exploit it. Get some rosin. You know, depending on what the budget look like. I'll be getting the sauce. Sauce it up, sir. From the reduction, the reduce, give me some sauce. So you really got sauce. Are you ready?
Now let's go. House is rocking, don't stop it. You gotta rock it, don't stop. Keep ticking and talking,
Working all around the clock.
Everybody keep rocking and clocking and shocking and rocking. Go house. Everybody say rocking, don't stop it.
Southwest. Hit you with the pow, wow. They heat it up a little bit and it break down like sand. It break down like Egyptian sand and shit. Like, I was smoking that shit for fucking 5 years straight over there in Europe. The first time I encountered it, I didn't even know what it was. I thought the motherfucker was trying to beat me in the head and shit. John said, get some weed? Yeah. He gave me that shit. I was about to punch him in the face. You think I'm fucking stupid? He realized I didn't know what it was, took it, had the lighter, offered me a cigarette. I don't smoke. This is how I started smoking cigarettes. Of ash. Hashish. I was doing bong rips, bowls, and joints.
At Verizon, we'll pay off your old phone. And you'll get iPhone 16 on us.
Jesus Christ knows. I was 13. In jail without no bail. This hit. That's just too steep and high. Blast to the moon, I prefer to
and people were behind them like they ought to go. They lived a little boy who was misled by another little boy.
Here's what he said. Now if you hit it like this, yes.
They
Put
did
it
the
in here.
job, money came with ease, but one couldn't stop. It's like
Ah,
you
it
had a
comes with
disease.
ease.
You robbed another and another and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a DT undercover. The cop grabbed his arm, he started acting erratic. He said, "Keep still, boy,
No need for static.
punched him in his belly and he gave him a slap. But little did he know the little boy
Ninja
was
was trapped.
trapped. The kid pulled out a gun, he said, "Why you hit me?" The barrel said straight for the cop's kidney. The cop got scared, the kid he starts to figure, all the years
I might kill this ninja.
Cold dash and ran around the block, cop radios into another lady cop. He ran by a tree, there he saw the sister. Shot for the head, he shot back
Twos,
the
I dissed her.
Looked round good and from expectations, he decided he hit from the subway station, but she was coming and he made a left. He was running top speed till he ran out of breath. Knocked an old man down, he swore he killed him. Then he made his move to an abandoned building. Ran up the stairs up to the top floor. Opened up a door there, guess who he saw? Dave, the dope fiend shooting dope. Who don't know the meaning of Baltimore soul?
He
I
said,
need bullets, hurry up, run. The
Nigga
low light
pulled
will make
back a
this
monster
dope machine
shotgun.
run. He went outside, but there was cops all over. Then he dipped into a car, a stolen Nova. Raced up the block to 83. Crashed into a tree near University. Escaped alive, though the car was battered. Rat-a-tat-tat and
all the ninjas scattered.
Ran out of bullets and he still had static. Grabbed the pregnant lady and pulled out the automatic. Pointed at her head, he said the gun was full of lead. He told the cops, back off, for honey is dead. Deep in his heart, he knew he was wrong, so he let the lady go and he
But it
starts
went
to
with the
run
song.
on. Sirens sounded, he seemed astounded, and before long the little boy got surrounded. He dropped his gun, so went the glory, and this is the way I
Shout
have it.
out the
And
whole
this story,
story.
he was only 17 in a madman's dream. The cop shot the kid and
Still
still
hearing
hit
ninja scream.
This ain't funny, so don't you dare laugh. Just another case about the wrong path. Straight and narrow, and your soul gets cast. Good night, good night, good night.
Good morning. Waypoint. Good morning, sir. That's right. do. Congregation start complaining, crying, and so forth and so on. We have detected you having too good of a time. Do you have permission from the people that put together these good times? Type shit. You know. But here we are at the start, at the dawn of week 3. And it's getting interesting. I'm hearing, I saw that it's on the table that we're cutting off Canada. Canada's cutting off stuff they send us, which isn't much, but I thought we were going to make a union with them and expand our borders. Business-wise, it has great potential. Nothing like more money in addition to the money you got, you know. I guess he made the offer to them and they rejected it. I don't know. So I guess the Amero dollar will be on hold for probably another 5 years. Canada doesn't want to play hockey. Oh, which reminds me. Hey Google, what was the score for the Philadelphia Flyers last game? Yesterday.
The Flyers lost 2-0 yesterday against the Avalanche.
They did. Well, there you have it. The results of the Super Bowl. The hockey team losing before the football team does is a precursor, you know. We'll see what happens. Stocks are going to take a beating this morning. Yeah? But don't they always? You know, I'm tired of that. I'm not a stockholder, but I'm a stock observer. And from my observations, well, I actually am a stockholder, honestly. I should actually check my stocks. I haven't in a while. I gave up on the market. Let me see. Let's have a look. Oh, are they open yet? Let's see if my shillings have amassed to treasures. Where is that again? Ah, here we go. Robin Hood. Nothing crazy. But there's growth. Waiting for one of those super spikes like the GameStop thing, you know, where it's like, oh shit, it just keeps going. Should I cash out now? So mad I missed out on that ride. Good morning. Be sneaking up on me, you and the dog. What?
You didn't hear the door open?
I was Obviously not. Hence the reaction. I'm not. It was all genuine.
I love you. We'll see you later.
Me too. Okay. I mean, you're not gonna order?
Taking them?
Huh?
Are you taking them? You said you're gonna take them and then go to the car.
Yeah, I'm gonna go there, but it's good enough for. It's not cold. Oh, it's like summer out there. Okay. Have a seat. Yeah, okay. I just started investing a few months ago. Okay, what's going on here? Who's that? Top 10. Can you play Nab song from hip-hopologist and say your feedback? I can. On Friday. 5, right? 5 days from now. No, 4. Do request on Friday and leave it to y'all with a playlist and become the hip-hopologist I was meant to be. Only on Fridays, though. Only on Fridays. And other special occasions depending on the person, but we don't do favoritism. Okay. All right. Subscribe to the channel and, yeah. We'll hear what, and make sure you come back, you know, what Nab's song is all about. That's months ago. Nothing new, enough to shed, just enough to shed small tears. I don't want to cry at all. But that's something we got to be prepared for when playing the crying game, stock market. But right, like I was saying, I've been more so observer, and Mondays, right? Was it Black Monday? That's what they call it. Always negates where the stock market's gonna be and what have you. I mean, yeah, it doesn't matter to Big Corp, but it does matter to us that try to get in there with Big Corp. There's something else too. Somebody's going bankrupt. Who is it? Oh yeah, Hertz. They overbought shares of the Tesla vehicles. Of which I still haven't driven. I've never driven one of those Teslas. And hearing from the charge time, not interested. Thing takes 2 hours to charge. I'm good. When I got 20 minutes, that's the Kia EV6 2023, of which I've already put 100. I'm like 9,000 miles off of putting 150,000 miles on it. But yeah, what he does is going to have an effect on Wall Street, but as well, I'm certain that he knows that. He knows the moves he's making. He's aware. I mean, that Wall Street is one of his go-to things from way back when. So, see where this goes. Hey, Bruno. I'm not worried much for anything on the matter, in all honesty. Again, what happens on Wall Street never has really affected me. Now, I'm sure it could be shown that, yeah, you know, it did turn because, see, this and that hit the market, the banking market, and the housing market, and da-da-dee-da-da-da, but still, as far as, like, you know, me being like, oh, shit, damn, it was, the market crashed? Fuck. No, we're not there just yet. Swear to God. In Detroit, trying to book my way to warmer latitudes. Longitude, latitude. Predicts the attitude, which in return is consequential of one's gratitude. Excuse me, sir, have you smoked today? I've had a few. It's a spoken herb. Hrabushka. Yo, there's this interesting show on Netflix I'm gonna start watching. I saw the preview to it. I forget the name of it right now. I'll get back to you guys on that. But, So when people have been talking about the firmament and fake skies and fake sun, whole lot of fake shit. You know, it's a lot of projections we're seeing. This is not me saying it. This is what I've heard. This is a lot of people saying it. And the show is based all off of that. And I was sitting there watching the trailer, and it's, I mean, the graphics alone, just like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, oh, okay, wait a minute. And the basis of what I took from the trailer is that there's some other alien race that's controlling us, and you know, we're just ants in a fucking one of those little, you know, in the ant farm with the, you know, press in the window and you watch to get every one word. We've all seen the ant farm. We're that's what we are, though. According to all this, and you know, they had a lot of actors in it. Looks very interesting. They showed the night sky, all the stars and everything we normally see, like glitch. Like imagine, you know, flickering a fucking light. It's on for a second and then it's off, back on, like that. Like, whoa, wait. I don't know, there's a lot of new, and by new I'd say within the last 5 years, theories of, you know, conspiracy, you know, and that's one of them, and Netflix is covering it. I had to check that out. And I'm mad I don't remember the name, and I'm just going to put Netflix on and wait till it comes around again. I don't know if it's Odd World or no. I would be just guessing. But I'm going to check that out. I just finished the Squid Games 2 season. The fact that that actually happened, I think makes it that much more watchworthy. But it was cool not knowing that it happened. Like, even if it didn't happen, it's still cool. I think, aside from the violence or whatever, the obvious violence, it shows people, you know, what people will do in situations. So, I don't know if you've watched it, or you have. That's my take on Squid Games. Check it out if you haven't. It's watchworthy. And remember, terms said so. Those are the terms and conditions for your viewing pleasure. All right. Another one I'm about to watch for my lady. About how the West was won, or something to that effect. It's got everybody in it. It's got the Native Americans, slaves, cowboys, wolves, bears. No tigers. I forget what it's called though. But me and my lady were having a conversation about Mormons just the other day, and the Mormons, and it's got Mormons, like it's like it's about the origins of Mormons actually. And I always thought. My lady schooled me. I had no idea. I'm just a poor kid from the ghetto. I always thought that the Mormons and the Amish were the same, one and the same, just, you know, a different branch of the same thing or whatever, you know. I learned that they're completely different. So now I want to see the show about them. Right? Because the Amish still do the horse and buggy, and they don't interact with the technology, tech at all. Like, at all. But the Mormons do. Or it might be the other way around or something, but I think I got it right. They give when their children turn of age, whatever age that is, they let them go out into the world as if they weren't already here, but they let them come out to society, the rest of us, hang out with us for 3 days, and that is the test of their faith of whether or not they return to their community or become banished. It's crazy. It was becoming Amish or something. I don't know. Amish can use technology is determined by the community elder. So it's the Mormons who don't, or they bent the rule. They bent the rule. So, well, if the elder agrees that you can have an iPhone, then you know. The elder sees the importance of an iPhone these days. Communication is essential. I don't know, but I'm going to get all caught up on that. Because the only time I don't even see them here. I saw them on my way here. We stopped once at a diner, and I think it was the Mormons or the Amish. Don't quote me. I don't know. But it was definitely them. And they had a van. So they were all in a van. So it might have been, you know, the ones that can't have technology. Because I remember thinking, oh, that's them. Why the fuck aren't they on horse and buggy? This looks like cheating to me. But, you know, I'm just an outsider looking in. I didn't know much about them before Weird Al Yankovic, you know, joking on them and shit. Back in 92. 91. And my lady says that, and again, I don't get it wrong, but one of them one of the groups is like on some ruthless shit. She also said that. Said they're very similar to the Jewish. They don't flaunt it, but they got money. And keep to themselves. They make their own clothing. They supply to themselves. They have their, that's what she said. They have their own banks. I've never seen a Mormon nor an Amish bank. Oh, for the flying fucking fun of it, I would love to just walk. Yeah, I'd like to open an account. I'm sorry. For what, lad? I already know how it goes over at a Jewish bank. We've tried that several times. But yeah, I want to check that out. And as soon as I get the names to these shows again, I'll pass them on. And then there's this other, I don't remember the name of it either, but another one based on the black banks and what happened there. Very oogly. And also consequential. Super easy to understand why niggas ain't got nothing. Every, and I'm thinking every class of American every cultural class of American has a banking system here. That means stand a better chance at gaining a loan, bank business, a loan, whatever, something from the bank if the bank is backed by your culture. It's actually proven. It's evident. Now, where are the black American banks? Oh, God. Where they at? How come, we known for all these inventions and great minds and great features and stuff. It's Black History Month. Reminder. But nobody came up with banking. My grandfather was a banker. He was the vice president of the bank. Started out the doorman, made his way to teller, and then got bumped up to vice president. So you mean to tell me, with those kind of achievements and accolades, we didn't have black banks? No, you can't tell me that. We did. And it's so fucked up. What was done by a class of, a cultural class of American citizens here to offset that. Because one of the worst ways to offset anyone is to hit their pockets. Hit them where it hurts. I punch you in the face, that heals. Depending on how hard I punch you in the face. There might be, irreparable damages and shit. But you do that financially, and that's why there's been irreparable damages and shit. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. I also believe, had that not happened, then there wouldn't be there would or there wouldn't be. This could go two ways. But there wouldn't be the everlasting, IOU from the government of United States of America to the Afro-American on reparations. That wouldn't be so dire. Maybe it would. I think it wouldn't. There were black banks that could support, you need a mortgage on the home, you get financial advisors, everybody just helping their people out, as we see. Now, damn. Got left out a little money grab right there. That ain't cool. Huh. And it's a little too late for all that now, if you ask me as well. So let's just kick the reparations. And if people decide to band together with their funds and open a bank, well, hallelujah. Me, I'll expand the food chain business. Me and my bro, bringing up. Ta-da! Hey, long gone are the days of standing behind the oven. No. Let's head out to Cancun and think this over. But seriously, all jokes aside, I think that's consequentially evident to me as to why, I always wondered, damn, how come, what the fuck? Right. But if I became rich off of something, where does my money go? To others. And even if I go to put it back in my community, right? Let's say I depict a community, I'm gonna help Brooklyn or the Bronx flourish. Start investing and doing things. The businesses I'm gonna have to go through will be of other cultures. So, it's always advised, what you got to do is, you guys got to get your own business and spend amongst yourselves. And, right, sounds great. Facts, noted. But, is that truly possible? No, actually. Because when you get down to big business, brother man is not there. Sister, brother man, we, the people, them, we not there. No. Some dude named Arthur Zimmerman at a Jewish bank, and you're putting forth your business plan, proposition as to why they should lend you, go ahead and okay this, credit's good and whatnot. then you gotta go see some other dimwits that don't even want to see you put this shit together. I'm gonna pass the mic to my brother Taran. Zelensky from Ukraine said he got something like 87 billion from us. Not the 200 billion our politicians say we sent. Who knows what they doing with our money? That sounds like a great title for a show. Seriously. Who knows what they're doing with our money? Tonight. And tonight. Boy, you keep going with that shit. Huh? Inform the people. Did you know? Who knows what they do with our money? There's some people that do know. And it would shock you to know what they do with your, my, our money. Huh? You wonder why them roads ain't never been fixed. Let me show you why. Business 101, you know. Self-investments are important to your business. America. Is it a country? A business. A business of a country that's really good at business. Let us be nice. It's a country that's really good at business. Depending on who the fuck you ask. Depending on which side of the business you end up on, it's a good country, you know, for business, yes. But where does its money go that it gets from its people? Not back to its people. The people really don't. They see the money. They see it go. Huh? And in times of need, I make do. But our house is burned down and the land is scorched and we have nowhere to go. Red Cross and Goodwill will be there shortly. You hold fast. We're going to send you $700. And do you guys still have mailboxes and stuff? You know, we're going to set up an app. You guys just, you know, get your bread. You'll be all right. Meanwhile, we got to send this money over here. Huh? For tree production in Malaysia. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You didn't know Malaysia was having a shortage of trees and we helping out. Fuck that. Huh. Who says we ain't green? How dare you? Build a new way for ourselves? Fuck that. In a moment, and you know, whenever that moment happens. But in the meantime, we'll be sending $3.7 trillion to Malaysia for their agricultural growth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Don't even bat an eye. And there's like 20 people that signed off on this. So what you think doesn't matter. I mean, you're entitled to your thoughts, but the deal's done, you know? Huh? Some people call Buddy a war criminal. We out here funding war criminals? Yes, very well. Never mind the 200 million from the politicians. Like overall, like it's big bread. You know, I never foresaw any of this. Thanks, America. You guys are great. When's the last time you've been to Ukraine? Bitch, you saw a whole fucking U-shaped crane hanging over the overpass. That's as close as you came to Ukraine. Well, of course, there's some of us that, you know, have laughed. They might have been there. I don't know. Nor do I actually give a damn. From an American standpoint, it's just doling out, you know, just money. Have some. I like the spirit. I do. I mean, you know, this has been going on. We just getting woken up. Hey, man, get up. Listen, I dare you to attempt to do the math for the last 10 years. 10 years. The last 10 years. What has America doled out to all? You know, just what's that look like? What's that number? Can you say it? Can you enunciate that number? 22.3 quadrillion dollars? Not quadrillion, quadrillion. See? Can't even properly enunciate it, yeah. Oh. The rent wasn't paying it? Yeah, it was. Because me, you, ourselves, we contributed. Hey man, you wanna? Hey, we've all known crackheads. We've all known cokeheads. We've all known, you know, these kind of people. Other humans that are dealing with drug addictions. We've all known them. Whether it's crack, cocaine, heroin, a multitude of things. We've known them. So it's only right that we band together collectively, our capital, Kappa, and for no other better reason than to show concern for our fellow man, house them in the best. And, you know, expose that they're doing what they're doing, but at the same time do nothing about it. Yeah. So how about those plane crashes though, right? On to the next. And I heard Diddy got stabbed in jail. Surprise. But now it's the ex-president's son was smoking crack, and they found cocaine in the White House. And he had things on his laptop, and he was taking deals with Ukraine, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He's been exonerated, pardoned, given a rebirth. Fathers take care of their sons and so forth and so on. Easy to connect the dots. But he I mean, he got real focused with in them last 20 minutes. Oh, shit, is it over? Hey, check this out. Ah, man, that was a good rest. My son's in trouble? No, he's not. Who, what, when, and where? Forget about it. All right. Peace out. Where's my glasses? Thank you. This way? Oh, okay. I mean, if we were to just wrap up everything. Huh. Chutzpah. It's crazy. But that's the world, I mean, the country we live in. They tell you to do right, and right in front of your face, they do wrong like it was right. And, you know, good night. And tomorrow, oh shit, did you hear about right? Right. Trump's probably not going to do anything because, why? He's got so much shit to do. He's got to get to work. Does he really have time to pursue his enemies? Let's think about that. No. Why? Because it took them 4 years to get to this point. They didn't get him. I'm thinking it'd probably take him the same. And let's say it takes him half that, 2 years. Well, that's still half his term wasted on getting revenge. Or seeking justice upon people that preyed on him. I'm not saying he shouldn't, but I don't know. You know, I didn't hear him about writing the executive order, because I'm sure I would have heard about it, about, you know, extending a third term to an American president. So I'm thinking business-wise, you made it, you're here, good. All right, back down to business. Getting his son arrested, Hillary Clinton, and all of them. I mean, go for Nancy Pelosi, Bill Gates, Fauci and them. An ex-president's son. It's just politically tacky. Besides, we got business to get done around this motherfucker. We do. And I know he knows that. So his time can't be wasted fucking off with the fuck arounds. Put quite simply. In my humble opinion. Mm-hmm. Bickering and arguing can go on for years. We learned that here. You fucking kidding me? Motherfucker's been arguing here for 3 presidents' terms. 4. Huh? Huh? So. He ain't got half that time. You know, Business gets better, there's a boom, money is spread around, invested, America looks great, and we're happy. Voila. We're practically programmed to be happy. Now, I say do some radical things like do away with homelessness, because it's a thing. It can happen. Give reparations to the people, to the deserving people. It's a thing. It can happen. Raise pay rates. It's a thing. It can happen. Thanks. Look, what's good? Our constituent from Amsterdam. How's it going? Pretty good. Just about to roll up. As you roll up, we're just talking yesterday, tomorrow, and today. You know, politics. Because what had happened was we over here in America going through some new shit every day. And it's Monday, the beginning of week 3. All things a new America. Really though. Well, it's time for people to wake up. We're done with the coma. We're out of the little sleepy phase, you know, sleepy hollow. Well, I'm so over the matter. I don't even remember the old president's name. What was his name again? I don't even know where to begin with the whole plane situation. I'm letting that brew. That's on the back burner for me right now. I'm certain, I'm like 100% certain, it's foul play. I'm certain of that. It's gotta be. Yeah, I know. I think that they have people thinking, or they would like people to think that it's the people that are attacking, you know, the heads of organizations, CEOs, and what have you. FIOs and POVs and shit, and all that groovy shit. But it is of my humble opinion that it is not. And in fact, my beliefs, it's the corporation war. If you own just about anything and resource to people, then you have a hold on society. Now, if something comes along, if you entered an arena where it's competition, cool. But if you own this area all to yourself, and then, because change happens, new resource to the same resource you provide comes along. Now you have a war. Serious war. You've been getting all the people's money, society's money for a very long time. But now there's a new resource in town. What do? Well, your average motherfucker is gonna have the other side outed one way or another. Smear campaign, all the way out to murder. Let's just fast forward past all the bullshit. So I don't think it's the people per se. I think it's a corporation war. And corporations are hiring hit squads and shit like that of that nature. And they're doing it. Oh, you guys figured out the cure for what? Oh shit, that's gonna hurt our pockets, you know that? Yeah, we don't care. You should have. Bam, it's over. And now whatever they were working on, oh man, it's set back by decades. And the new team that follows up on the research, sell us the patent, let us put our stamp on it, and we'll think about things. Put that in the back for a while. When we decide to bring out new energy, we'll be at the forefront of it. Easy planning, really though. You just got to be okay with deleting people to keep your money in your pocket. And I'm pretty sure, just after keen observations, most people don't have a problem with that. Now there are some that do, and they don't want to get their hands dirty. That's why they hire other people to do it. No. So what we get to see is the corporation wars. Of course, the background, it checks out. The kid was an Ivy League. He had business models of his own. We cannot explain why he did this. It makes no sense. There's no logic in any of this. Right. Because it's a fake, made-up background. But Buddy was actually probably really a hitman. Hired by, listen. It's just my opinion. I don't think there's a collection of people that are coming up with this all on their own. Now, it is possible, but I think what I just said holds a stronger possibility. So, if they're doing it in the music industry, and just about every other fucking industry, now is the time for shine, for the exposure of it going down in the pharmaceutical industry. But it's been going on for decades. It's just now the light's being shined on it, that's all. Just like way back when, with police brutality. Nobody, police brutality? Who? Where? Until it's put in your face. Got enough videos we could sit here and watch the tapes for all day. No reruns. Just every case. Wow. Do a marathon. A viewathon. 24-hour viewathon of police brutality tapes. We got the footage. It's enough to go around. I'm telling you. But only now we'd be able to do so because the spotlight was shined on it. But how long had police brutality been going on? I don't know, a century? Centuries? Guaranteed decades. Since the camera came out. I mean, it was going on before the camera was invented. And that's the recording camera, right? It was going on way before it was invented. So, whatever. Now we see, now, you know, hey, this has got to stop. Right. Well, now you just get a front row seat to the reality that some of us have been blind to, some of us have not been so blind to. And the television and the media, the news, I don't care where you get it, the news, boy, they in on it. They in on it. Those are the paid speakers. They know better than to say anything else except what's on the prompted screen. Why isn't there a news channel for the people? Think about that. Not ran, not reported by some mass corporation. No. News ran by the people. So 50 some odd weeks in a year, 52 states. So every week, one state's representative in totality gets to report their news. You know, and it's a big feedback station and whatnot. Get a lot of shit done. Call it the People's Network. And then you can still watch Fox and CNN and whoever else if you wanted to. That's private. You had to pick up and check back, load it up. I just loaded up another. Depending on how long the pickup takes, it might be here when you pick back up. If not, stay safe, stay smart, stay up. Do the right thing like Spike Lee and them. You already know. It's the final countdown. What is today? The 3rd? Nine days to go. So. As promised, I'm back. Took myself the well-needed layoff. So no worries. At some point, guaranteedly, alhamdulillah, I'll be here. That's God willing. In case y'all didn't know. In the meantime, I'm still eager to find out. The destination of this political cruise ship we on. Hey. It's been a show thus far. Let me see. I swear to God. I hate when people put misleading titles like Oprah Winfrey goes nuts as Ice Cube reveals her dark secrets. And I know it's just footage of Ice Cube saying nothing.
Join me in a minute. I'm sorry if I look a little haggard today. Like a lot of you, I didn't sleep very well last night. We're stunned, we're shocked, we're going through it. You all know what I'm talking about. The end of one era, the beginning of another. The news news came down last night and reports officially this morning at 10:05 Eastern, 9:05 Central Time. Luka Doncic traded to the Los Angeles Lakers with Maxi Kleber and Markieff Morris for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick in the future.
What's going on there, guys? We back with another one on NBA Cinema, and we all know what's going on at this point. Luka Doncic.
Man, I want to hear from Luka. Your take on this shit. He got nothing but photos.
Here's out and be left with AD. So yeah, you'll gladly pay.
No, I won't. Okay, so that could have been a mistake.
How did an American Airlines plane and a Black Hawk helicopter end up in a tragic crash while the plane was attempting to land on runway 33? In the videos ahead, we'll take a closer look at the final hours leading up to the crash. The confusion between the PAP-25 VIP military helicopter and the air traffic controller, and how the rescue operation is being carried out. More details all in the video ahead. The plane had departed from Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport in Kansas earlier that evening. A PSA Airlines aircraft, operated under American Airlines and identified as Flight AA5342, collided midair with a military Black Hawk helicopter at approximately 9 p.m. on Wednesday, January 29, 2025. The tragic incident occurred as the plane was making its final approach toward Reagan Washington National Airport in Arlington, Virginia. American Airlines confirmed that 64 people were aboard the jet, 60 passengers and 4 crew members, while 3 soldiers were aboard the military helicopter. This plane's radio transponder stopped transmitting about 2,400 feet, which is around 730 meters short of the runway, roughly over the middle of the river. This has marked the first major U.S. commercial crash in more than 15 years.
Why did it stop recording?
From an aerial perspective, it is evident that Flight AA5342 was approaching the airport from the south, descending over the scenic Potomac River. This area is known for its proximity to several iconic landmarks, such as the Pentagon, located nearby in Pentagon City. To the north, one can spot the striking dome of the United States Capitol building, a symbol of American democracy. The Potomac River, which encircles the airport and much of Arlington, serves as a natural boundary and offers breathtaking views for arriving flights. However, this area is also densely trafficked, both by air and on the ground, adding to the complexity of air traffic management in the region. American Airlines Flight 5342, which we'll refer to as the landing flight, was on its final approach to runway 33. At this stage, called short final, the aircraft was mere moments from landing, flying at an altitude of about 400 feet. This is the most
Conspiracy theorists are gonna have a field day with this. Runway 33. No. The 30 degrees of Masonic Temple? Or the Masonic Temple?
critical phase of landing where every second counts and pilots are laser focused on safely bringing the plane down. At the same time, an Army Black Hawk helicopter, identified as PAP-25, was reportedly on a possible training flight. It was flying perpendicular to the flight path of Flight 5342, following the course of the Potomac River. The Potomac River is a designated flight corridor for helicopters, and it's common to see aircraft like this operating in the area. The key difference between the two aircraft in this scenario was their operating rules. The Black Hawk helicopter PAC-25 was flying under visual flight rules. This means it was required to rely on visual observation amid surroundings to avoid other aircraft. The landing flight 5342 was operating under instrument flight rules, which give it priority over VFR flights in controlled airspace. This system assumes that VFR aircraft will actively maintain visual separation to avoid conflicts. Moments before the collision, the air traffic control tower at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport called PAC-25 to confirm whether they had the other aircraft in sight. PAC-25 responded that they did. At first glance, this seems like an acknowledgement that they were aware of Flight 5342's presence and were taking steps to avoid it. However, it now seems likely that PAC-25 had mistakenly identified a different aircraft, possibly a departing flight from the same airport, and believed that was the other aircraft referred to by the tower. Tragically, PAC-25 may not have realized that Flight 5342 was descending directly into its path. This misidentification could have led to the Black Hawk failing to adjust its course in time to avoid a collision. Although I'm not a pilot, this is what appears to have happened based on the available information. It's a heartbreaking incident that raises questions about how such misunderstandings can occur and what safety measures can prevent them in the future. If you have more insight or expertise, please feel free to share your thoughts in the comments.
Don't leave it to
The passenger
visual,
plane broke into
visual
multiple pieces
recognition.
and sank several feet into the river. Meanwhile, the helicopter ended up landing upside down on the water. Regarding the rescue mission, the main challenge is access. The water they're working in is about 8 feet deep, which is roughly 2.5 meters. On top of that, the conditions are tough. There's strong wind, chunks of ice floating around, which obstructs rescue workers. We also have audio from air traffic control that has been published online, capturing the moments as the two aircraft approach each other. In the recording, we can hear a conversation. It appears to involve the air traffic controller, with P standing for priority air transport, the helicopter, and CRJ referring to the passenger plane. The response seems to come from a helicopter, but something goes terribly wrong. The two aircraft continue to move closer to each other until they crash, and there was no response from the other side. This long shot video recorded by the Kennedy Center cam seems to show two aircraft, a helicopter and a commercial airliner colliding, creating a huge flash. If you take a close-up shot, you can clearly see the Black Hawk helicopter traveling at an alarmingly high speed directly towards the plane, a moment of impending danger captured in stark detail. According to reports, the situation unfolded due to apparent confusion on the part of the Black Hawk pilot. He was seemingly unaware of the presence of a second aircraft in the vicinity, which ultimately led to a critical misjudgment. When the flight controller radioed in, asking if the pilot had identified Flight 5342, the pilot confidently confirmed that he had visual contact. However, the plane he was referring to wasn't Flight 5342. It was a completely different aircraft flying above his position. This misidentification proved costly. The pilot, certain he was operating safely, continued his course. Tragically, he ended up flying directly into the path of an oncoming aircraft. The sequence of events highlights the immense complexity and risks of aviation, where even small communication errors or lapses in situational awareness can lead to dangerous, life-threatening outcomes. Let's take a look at a different case scenario of a Jeju Air Flight 2216. This South Korean airline was granted permission to land from the south on runway 1 northward. But control tower cautions against bird activity, so the aircraft made a slight deviation in flight path. The pilot declares Mayday after it hit a couple of birds, and it was instructed to make a go around and land on runway 19 southward. It was at this moment the airplane encountered another problem with the landing gear, which did not open. Finally, the plane had to make a belly landing with what was supposedly a landing gear failure because it hit in the middle of the runway and crashed into the elevated local Lizer antenna and concrete, erupting into a huge fireball, while the tail section remained intact. Morning 8:57. A TC broadcast a cautionary advisory about bird activity in the vicinity of the airport. 8:59. The pilot of Flight 7 C2216 reports a bird strike, declares an emergency with repeated. This is what he said: Mayday, Mayday, Mayday calls and notifies a TC with the message: bird strike, go around. Just 1 minute after the bird strike at 9 o'clock. The flight initiates a go-around maneuver and requests authorization to land on runway 19, which requires an approach from the opposite end of the airport's single runway that is from the north to the south, which is not the actual landing procedure. Usually then land from the south to the north. 9:01 in the morning, a TC clears the aircraft to land on runway 19, 9:02 local time. The aircraft touches down on the runway approximately 1,200 meters, which translates to 3,940 feet from the threshold of the 2,800 meter. This is around 9,184-foot runway. 9:02 and 55 seconds later, the Airport Fire Rescue Unit completes the deployment of fire rescue equipment. 9:03 Flight 7C-2216 overshoots the runway and crashes into a hill-like structure beyond the runway's end, which later on we came to know that it hit the localizer antenna and its adjacent concrete embankment. And finally, we have a missile attack plane crash. At 10:43 a.m. Kazakh time, which is Russia's Rostov Air Traffic Control Center, received a signal indicating that the crew had decided to divert the flight to Aktau due to adverse weather conditions in Baku and Makhachkala, a city in Russia's Dagestan region. At 10:53 a.m., the Rostov flight director informed Aktau's flight manager that an oxygen tank in the passenger cabin had exploded. This explosion reportedly caused passengers to lose consciousness, prompting the crew to request immediate medical assistance upon landing. Emergency teams were swiftly mobilized at Aktau Airport in preparation for the aircraft's arrival. At 11:02 a.m., the pilots made contact with Aktau Airport's air traffic control tower. Despite their efforts, the crew faced significant challenges during their descent. They attempted to land twice but were unable to maintain altitude or stabilize the aircraft. Tragically, at 11:28 a.m., contact with the crew was lost, and moments later, the plane crashed to the ground. This means the plane was hit between 10:30 to 10:53 a.m. Kazakh time by the Russian anti-air defense system. In this scenario, the plane is flying at a significantly higher altitude, rendering the cannons ineffective. Consequently, the system opts to deploy a missile as the optimal weapon for engagement. The missile is launched vertically from its sealed canister. It uses its advanced onboard guidance system to navigate with precision towards the designated target. As the missile approaches, its onboard sensors continue to track the civilian aircraft, which in this case is tragically identified as an Azerbaijani civilian aircraft. The missile carries a 25-kilogram high-explosive warhead. Upon reaching the target, the warhead detonates, releasing an intense explosion. The explosion occurs near the side of the aircraft, causing catastrophic damage to its tail section. The resulting shrapnel penetrates the fuselage, inflicting severe internal structural damage. This devastating impact destabilizes the aircraft, leading to an uncontrollable descent. The severely damaged plane crashes near Aktau Airport, resulting in a tragic loss of life and a devastating outcome for all those on board. We make original videos from scratch, so please do subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos.
You are using apple cider vinegar the wrong way. If your goal is to lose belly fat, you need to use it.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one's definitely weird. I mean, there's follow through on it. There should have been more stating the passengers. And then what happened here?
The Learjet 55, a twin-engine business jet, departed from Northeast Philadelphia Airport on a routine flight to Springfield Branson National Airport in Missouri, according to the FAA. The aircraft, known for its speed and efficiency, was designed to operate in various weather conditions. Takeoff occurred at approximately 6:07 p.m., but shortly after becoming airborne, the jet encountered a technical issue. Weather conditions at the time included light rain and fog, reducing visibility to about 5 to 7 miles. From the top angle, we can see the experienced pilot made a hard descending left-hand turn with no correctional input. This shows the pilot was likely confused or disoriented once entering the cloud and rain. While modern jets are built to handle adverse weather, unforeseen mechanical failures or environmental factors can still pose significant risks. Tragically, just moments into the flight, the aircraft lost control and crashed near Roosevelt Mall, creating a huge explosion of smoke. The aircraft in question was a Jet Rescue Air Ambulance, a medical flight operated by a specialized air ambulance company. This particular Learjet 55 registered as XA-UCI and owned by the company. The aircraft was on a critical medical transport mission, highlighting the vital role such flights play in emergency healthcare. According to the company, there were 6 people on board at the time of the crash. 4 crew members and 2 passengers, a child patient and their attending caregiver. These air ambulances are typically equipped with advanced medical equipment and staffed by trained professionals to ensure critical patients receive continuous care while in transit. In this video, you can see the plane dropping fast, almost like a missile, before crashing and erupting into a massive fireball. The explosion was so intense because the jet was fueled up for a long flight to Mexico. With full tanks, the impact caused a much bigger fireball than usual. If you take a closer look, the plane appears to be nose down, falling high speed, almost like a bullet. And with all that fuel on board, the explosion was even more devastating than expected. Interestingly, in the past 2 months, there have been multiple major plane crashes. On January 28, 2025, an $85 million F-35 jet crashed in Alaska. The following day, on January 29, an American Airlines plane collided with a Black Hawk helicopter. Then, on January 31st, 2025, a medical plane went down for unknown reasons. In addition to these recent incidents, South Korea experienced a plane crash on December 29, 2024, when an aircraft struck an antenna. Just days earlier, on December 25, 2024, an Azerbaijani plane was hit by a Russian Panzer missile. All of these tragic events occurred within 45 days, so let's study these plane crashes further. Another round of questions. Why did the F-35 crash again? For the 3rd time in less than a year, a U.S. Air Force F-35 Lightning II, a stealth fighter, with a staggering $82 million price tag, has crashed. The latest incident occurred on Tuesday the 28th, 2025 at 12:49 p.m. during a training exercise at Alaska's Eielson Air Force Base. The pilot managed to eject safely, but the jet was completely destroyed with its wreckage left burning inside the base's perimeter. This isn't just a string of bad luck. It's starting to look like a pattern. Back in May 2024, an F-35 crashed in New Mexico after a refueling stop, leaving the pilot seriously injured. Before that, in September 2023, a Marine Corps F-35B went down in South Carolina after the pilot ejected mid-flight due to a malfunction. The jet, shockingly, continued flying unmanned for 11 minutes before crashing into a field. Now in January 2025, the Alaska crash adds another chapter to this growing list of mishaps, sparking even louder concerns about the jet's safety. Why is this happening? Cold weather seems to be a recurring theme when it comes to F-35 issues. Alaska's freezing temperatures have caused trouble for these jets before. In 2018, cold air penetrated the aircraft's systems during landing, overwhelming battery heaters and triggering false alarms. Pilots had to make emergency landings because of this, and Lockheed Martin claimed to have fixed the issue by updating the software to ignore the cold's effects. But with temperatures at Eielson dipping below minus 30 degrees Fahrenheit this week, it's fair to ask if this problem has come back to haunt the jet. Investigators haven't confirmed anything yet, but the Arctic climate definitely makes it a prime suspect. The F-35's cutting-edge technology is another factor that raises questions. Its cockpit is filled entirely with digital screens and software, no traditional analog dials. If you look at the F-16 cockpit, it has a mix of both analog and digital outputs. While this setup offers advanced capabilities, it also leaves the aircraft vulnerable to glitches. In the South Carolina crash of 2023, the pilot's helmet display flickered out during a storm, leaving him disoriented. Following the manual, he ejected when the jet seemed uncontrollable. Later, investigators determined the jet was still flyable, but vague wording in the manual didn't give the pilot much confidence in the moment. Finally, there's the challenge of balancing human and machine. Even experienced pilots can find themselves struggling with the F-35's complex systems. In the Alaska crash, the pilot reported an in-flight malfunction before ejecting. Was it a sensor error, a mechanical failure, or simply the aircraft's technology overwhelming the person in the cockpit? Until the investigation concludes, we're left with more questions than answers. Azerbaijan Airlines flight J28243 was en route from the Azerbaijani capital of Baku to Grozny, the capital of the Chechen Republic in Russia, when it encountered a critical situation mid-flight. The aircraft was forced to make an emergency landing approximately 3 kilometers, which is around 1.8 miles away from Aktau, a city located on the eastern shore of the Caspian Sea.
Yeah, we heard about this one. That is the truth. But public transportation, no matter what form of it, whether it's the school bus, city bus, train, so forth and so on, you don't say a prayer getting on that, but you're putting your life in someone else's hands, literally. The conductor may fall asleep. So, should it be any different because going in the air? On a helicopter. Everybody goes. I've been on one before, but, you know, I didn't say a prayer, like, you know, so, okay. You trust that the pilot's going to do, the conductor, the engineer is going to do their job. That's what they get paid for. That's what they went to school for. Yeah, you know, so. But it's funny you would say so because I actually combat that whole situation with a family member of mine. They don't want to get on a plane. But for what you just said, it's something I should throw at them. Because they're deep into prayer and but then I don't want to get on a plane. And I haven't come up with any way, but yeah, that's all right. So if you're so devout into prayer, then you just keep your devoutness and don't worry about anything else. It's not. It's easier said than done. The first time I got on the plane, I didn't hesitate one step of the way. I didn't hesitate at baggage. I didn't hesitate at the arrival of the airport. Oh, you know what? I'm not so sure about this actually. Now, wait a minute. It's another form of transportation. But I just proved to you you're not. I have the complete contrary to that. No, you're not. No, you're not. You got on the train, you wasn't scared. Like, oh, you didn't think, oh, the conductor might fall asleep or, to drive us into an oncoming other train, did you? Nah. And I feel you for what you said, on a bike, it's stuff you can control. But there's plenty of times that you put yourself in other situations where you give other people the control and you still go with it. Why should, being in a plane be any different? Because the plane, it's a different ride. That's all. That's really it. Yeah, you get in a plane and do 200 miles per hour down the runway. That for starters, the average person might have done 85, 100 and something. Not average. Nobody on average is doing 200 plus. So, that's a whole experience. That's a new ride for you, right? Turbulence. It's not fun. What the fuck? Why this motherfucker dipping and shit? You can hear the engine recalculating, and okay, pilot comes on over the air. Please, put your seatbelts on. You're definitely right. All right, but I don't know. We had some wild pockets of air or something or the other, and trusting that the pilot, counted this many times, okay, we're all through it, you can take your seatbelts off, yeah, all right, yeah, flying. I'm not into it, but those people up front, they know what they're doing. And you trust that. I mean, I've taken several flights, so that's how it goes. Landing is always interesting. Okay, finna land this bitch. You start the descent, and you hear the tires, and then they apply the motherfucking brakes, and you feel the pull on that bitch. Like, okay, yeah, we braking, and you can hear it and everything. Flight school 101, just a passenger. So, I've been trying for over a decade to encourage a family member to go through that experience. And again, because so much, I get it, so much angst and anxiety and build up, smear campaign, and actual, oh shit, a plane crash. Actuality of things has added to the heightened fear of flying, guaranteed. It's probably you'll find that it's up there with jumping out of a plane, skydiving. Many people see, oh wow. Many people wanna, but they don't do. And many people do. And there's many accidents. So I think it's consequentive from the event that, people put fear around it. But hey,
the Emperor does not share your optimistic appraisal of the situation. The Emperor does not share your
the wildest of things can happen on anything, so be a risk taker, because you already are. It's all in the perception of things. Wait a minute. You don't want to get on a plane that's, I don't know, what the fuck is a plane? The distance of a football field? Right? But you're willing to get on a train that's the distance of 4 football fields. You feel more secure on the train than the plane, huh? Interesting. Now, sure. When was the last time that you were on a train that got derailed? About 20 years ago. Yup. I didn't even know that that's what had happened. God had me, and I was a little bit off from the back of the train. So front end got fucked up, and the train went derailed, off track and shit. And I was in the protected part of the train that got caught by the momentum and no harm, and it just seemed like we had hit the brakes. Like someone pulled the emergency cord. But in reality, D-line? Yeah, for some shit like that. One of the orange lines. Because it's on the ground. I mean, okay. But statistics will show more people die in the ground every day than they do in the air. Oh no, the airport wins on that. Hands down. Throughout the year, okay, this year they're outdoing themselves. So we got 4, which, and respectfully, prayers to the families and victims. But I'd say, let's just say 400, let's call it 400. Well, let's just say in those days that it happened, which has been a week now in total, in that same week, how many people have died on the ground in the same week? Can we get it? Can we get a number, Ken? If you told me 400,000, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds about right. So, when you look at it like that, it depends on how you turn the diamond. You see something different from over here. Man, you have better chances getting on a plane. And mind you, here's another one. Here's the confidence booster on the matter. Okay, so how many flights reach their destination every day? In a day. All the airports across the globe. How many of them reach their destinations? No problems. Take off, land, whoop, mission mission success. Nobody ever looks at that. Oh, we talking, what, 10,000? That's probably an understatement. Let's just round it off to 10,000 flights successful every day. Clockwork. That's 70,000 a week. Because they don't take any days off at the airport. Yeah, they run shifts and shit, but the airport's always open, right? Unless due to weather, might be closed. But that's just a layover. We'll get right back in the air, don't you worry. And motherfuckers be landing in the craziest storms and craziest conditions, and pull up some of those videos. Holy shit. You're like, whoa, he landed, they landed the fucking plane. Yeah. And that also might give you angst to not want to get on one too, though, because, you know, who would want to be on that flight? But at least they landed. What's 99.9% seriously. You got to take away the 1% because that goes to the airport. Or the 10th of a percent. Actually. But everything else goes to the ground. Really, yeah. And we could be kind. We can throw helicopters in there as well. It's the only other form of aviation, right? A helicopter or an airplane, right? Yeah, throw the helicopters in there too. On a daily basis. How often do things come falling out the motherfucking sky? Improperly or whatever, you know, tragically. I mean, nobody ever really had to worry about it, I think, until since 9/11. Oh. And I was saying just the other day, it has now been disclosed. The records have been shown that the missing flight from Malaysia, that missing plane, you know, a long time ago, nah, it ain't missing. Nah, they knew what happened. It got shot down. Yeah. Just like how Buddy was explaining one of the flights in Russia getting shot down there. Yeah, same thing happened in Malaysia. Wasn't no Bermuda Triangle, mysticism, you know, weird unsolved mysteries and shit. Nope. And yes. Yes. I caught that recently. It's like, wow. And all media branches were, not the covers. They knew. They knew. But they told us other. They told us otherwise. They were shot down. And there were important people on the plane. Bunch of scientists. Researchers, you know, making a brand new way and discoveries and, oh shit, get them that line. We'll make advances when I say we make advances. I mean, a summarization of it, if you will. And not me. I'm just imitating the wicked people that say those kind of, would do such kind of, make such kind of moves. And it's it's the they that's important. Because the media outlets don't tell us what they want to tell us. No. The media outlet tells us what they want them to tell us. Who the hell are they, though, right? That's where we've got to get further identification, face recognition, and what have you, on who's really pulling the strings to the shoes that you put on your feet. Because when they say, you know, well, those are the people that are really pulling the strings. Right. But what are those strings attached to? The laces on your sneakers that you suit up every day. You know what I mean? Get out there and step forward. You got us all tightened up. Humanity can't handle the 100% truth of the world. Oh, the 100% truth of the world? Right, because just the truths of our indifferences alone, fucking mind-boggling and frightening. People fear what they don't understand. And I don't understand you. So therefore, I fear you. Not me, you. Them. People. Most of the time. Damn near all the time. Still to this day, people have not figured out people. We can be the 1/10 out of the 99.9 of the people that have figured it out to a certain extent. People still bicker about indifferences as if we're all some kind of different human beings. We're all human beings. We're all. I really wish people would get past it. It's kind of primal. It's kind of old now, you know. The scientists, the medical industry has proven that if you were to cut me, cut you, cut him, cut them, we will all be bleeding. And that's a fact. And the color of our blood will be the same. It may be of different class. You may have negative O, I may have positive A, she got, but it's blood. And I don't give a damn if you were melanated, not melanated, an aborigine, shit. Somebody from the original motherland, Navajo Indian from over here, an Irishman, you get everybody in. Give us one sample of every culture. We gonna make them bleed all the same. Now, this is just for research, educational purposes. Not taking anyone's life, just to show and prove the point. Hand that sample of blood over to the scientists, and they will prove all the similarities. Oh, well, there might be some differences. Not a fucking many. We all practically have the same gene code. So, we're human. Ta-da! Moving on to the next topic. Getting along. That's where we've been stuck forever. It's like one of the ninth mysteries. You may call it the 10th, 11th, 12th mystery of the world, you know? How do we get along? Huh. because we ain't figured that out. I mean, we're doing a fine job, if you ask me. Honestly, if I have to go ahead and be the spokesperson on the matter, I'd say we are doing a fine job at getting along, honestly. No extra, none taking, nothing short thereof, getting along. We do that. Right. You know, all participants that are positive and truly been rocking with me on my channel, and I rock with, yes, we done that. We done that. And then we're talking all ages, gender, the two genders, I say ages, also cultures, skin shades, yeah, we get that done. And it's not something we stay stuck on it, but we stay stuck on it because we're stuck on doing it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was saying this recently, felt like yesterday. It is of my belief that life, and I swear I believe this since I was a kid. I see it so easily. And the mysteries of life, well, can be solved if and will be solved. When? If and when people, us, you, me, them, come together. Starting to sound like one of them 70s songs and shit. Come together right now. No, but listen. The answers that we seek, we have them, but we have to unite to understand them. We're like a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. And if not shown the ultimate end picture, then you don't have anything to really go on. But it's all there, and you just got to put the shit together. Now, if you had the end picture, that's cool. Now everybody's inspired to do so, but nobody's ever really looked for the end picture. But we are all the pieces. We are all the answers. Everybody now. How quick can you, if I gave you all the equipment, how quick could you build a house by yourself? I put all the equipment right there, everything you need down to the doorknob. Screw per screw, the grid, the generator, and boy, listen. Wherever you want, it's all right there. We got it sitting right there on the lot for you. Now go ahead, build your house. How long that gonna take you? No competition, just, you know, what do you think? I think for fucking ever. That's why I know. If we gave you that, and then everybody jumped in to help you build the house, well, then the house would be built when? Shit, by the end of the week, maybe even sooner. You know, you gotta give the cement time to, you know, harden. I mean, that's pretty much it. Because if we just got everybody working on what they need to do and what have you, boom, bam, bada bing, bada boom, it's done. Get things done quicker working together versus you trying to do that shit by your damn self. Now that's just basic logic 101. Now imagine that. Take that same thing. Working wonders with imagination. Imagine that on a grand scale, global scale. Instead of countries going to war like we see and have seen. If everybody worked together, you know? What would that look like? We haven't seen that because that's not what we see. And ever since I was a kid, I've always just, the answers to life be right in front of your face, but you know, you don't recognize it. You don't see it. And as far as that goes, been due for a change. The winds of change, they're here. I've been hearing talk of a one government for a long time. You heard it too. I didn't come up with this on my own. Could that be it? You know? Tell me. Your government. Would you care if they unified with all governments? I think no. Why? We're already used to, pattern built systematically to obey our government. Now there's that 1% of times where the country overthrows their government. That happens. History has shown. But for the most part, oh shit, we some law-abiding citizens, no matter what fucking language you speak. Ha! Yeah. So, would we? No, I want to be governed by my government. Which ain't really, you know what I mean? You ain't running nothing but your mouth on the sideline unless you're a government worker. So if they so chose to unite like Voltron and them, what people gonna do? Well, what's in it for us? What's the, what okay, yeah, okay. So what's the, payout for the people then? How's that work for us? Now that y'all all unified and shit. And let's not be negative Nancy's. So if all of our governments that are controlling all of us separately in different sectors got together, they already be getting together and shit, but got together under one umbrella, one rule, one God. And I don't know about the God part. Let's leave that alone for a moment here. But got together under one rule, one umbrella, if you will. For productive business purposes and the forwarding of humanity. Well, then we can get what we were talking about, maybe. We get there a lot quicker. If everybody had to work together with everybody and it was feasible and nice and, and just coexist, I think we might have a shot. Unfortunately, I think that's the only way. I don't see enough, unless there's this global awakening and then they all come to the table and like, okay, let's stop harming our people and let's work this out. We're the ones that got the money. We can do this. Come on. Team government, let's go. And I've been saying that for the longest. But it doesn't matter. Our bickering, if you will, it matters at the people who control the reasons why we're bickering. Who are living good, high off the hog, and don't give a damn about the apples that are being fed to the pigs. That's really what it boils down to. Just got to get them to give a damn about the apple that's being fed to the pigs. Can we be goats? I don't really like making us pigs, but we get the slops when you get down to it. So, can we get better quality, more protein-packed slops? Or chicken feed? Or goat feed? Or whatever animal it is you want to be on a farm you see yourself as. Because we're all being farmed. And while we advocate better treatment for the farm animals, somehow we don't get it. That's crazy. There's people that consider domestic animals people. That's my child. That's my son. It's this new analogy. It's different. But we still don't look after ourselves with such pursuit and what's right and what's wrong. It's crazy. Right. You told me that. I remember that. And I remember meeting someone from Amsterdam, and they told me, you know, the politics about it there. I thought that was fucking awesome. Hey, people gonna do what they do because they're people. So just support them as being people, being that their system supports doing whatever they want to do. They use the money and put it back and invest it into who? Their people. I think that's awesome. Versus letting people do what they do and then leaving them out in the streets. For that aspect of, what we gonna call that, human care, beyond healthcare. They get housing, they get the rehabilitation programs, they get the education program, they get to pick whatever career it is they want to pursue, become, 3 times before the government cuts them loose. And then, you know, they end up out in the street. I don't think that's a bad formula at all. Versus no chance whatsoever and none of those amenities. Our government ain't doing none of that shit. You might get the 12-step program. You ain't getting no motherfucking housing, proper housing. Then you're gonna get a shitty 12-step program, and you're not gonna get free fucking education to become what you want. And if you fell off, they're gonna do that again for you. No. We don't have that implemented here. And it is I would debate that they could. Again. Back to this one government situation, if you will. And I'm not an advocate for it. I just, you know, instead of all this divisiveness, if we were to unify, what is there to argue for? What is there to fight about? So now there's much reparations that need to be done in all countries. So how about they unify and get to that? What's that look like? We need governments that care about the quality of life, not the riches that they can obtain through the quality of other people's lives. Put a quote at the end of that. Like, really though, that's it. Need people to care about people and need a rule. Now that should be applicative across the globe. Life preservation, not life annihilation. And thus, therein lies the entire problem. If we could just turn that frown upside down, if we could just flip that on its head and make that not true anymore and make it so that it should read as we just said, you know, What if your government gave a damn about you? For real. For real, for real, for real. No bullshit. It's evident. You can see it. There's all sorts of bureaus dedicated to your well-being and what have you. So when you have a problem, when you have a problem or I have a problem, and it'd be of power of us to, hey, did you check in with the government program as far as, that problem you're experiencing, whatever it be? Like, did you look into that? Like, I can't reference to anything. No. But it should be that way. I mean, what happened? The government's not helping out? Because under said situation, you shouldn't know. The government should have stepped in. You're not applying. Did you apply the proper application? Did you go down to the... It should be that. Because that is a department and the people that govern our collective money. But they're having steak 4 or 5 times a week and, taking leaves, thinking things over in Cancun. Making deals with other countries, all on our dollar. That's corrupt governing. I mean, corruption 101. That needs to stop. It's only been going on for a century, cool century, for sure. Guaranteedly more, but let's just take the last 100 years and work with that. So, all good things come to an end. For some, a change for others. We're still allowed to dream, right? Daydreaming. It's nice. Versus the reality, the nightmare that, we call day-to-day living, if you will. As a whole, overall. Your life might be nice. You're watching the show from a mansion. That's what's up. You got 6 cars in the garage. Bravo. But overall, why? You would just be part of a 1/10 of 1% out of the 99.9. You'd just be part of that. And there's the rest of us. Yeah. That ain't got none of that. Dreaming makes living. Daydreams included. I'm just saying, when I think, and I know I've been saying, expressing this for the longest, in many different ways. We could, easy on the English, if governments were overthrown and chaos was brought to the land by way of, governments were overthrown, then what would rule? Chaos. Because chaos got it there. So things would be chaotic. Yeah. Logic sells itself. I don't want that. I don't think you want that. I don't think they want that either. I don't know who wants it. Chaotic people want it. Mm-hmm. No, we've had enough chaos. We need resolution, resolve. We not only need it, I'm pretty sure that that's what the people want too. Snatch up the little one, stay safe, stay smart, and stay up. Thanks. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm getting up out of here after this anyway. Catch me on the next one. We'll see if there's been any change to these politics. Life agreed. And that's the good finishing statement. Just know that and stay safe, stay smart, stay up. No doubt. Roger that. Coffee's finished. And the overall thought on the matter is too. Again, if oh yeah, an added truth to any open ear, if you're listening. If you want to see change, you have to become the change you want to see. That's a better matter of if that you can actually achieve. It's more achievable. Again, if you want to see change, you have to become the change you want to see. That's applicable to all of us. Nobody's exempt from that. Food for thought. Will Smith's son doing with an entire house on his head? What's going on out here?
Keke Palmer was about to make the biggest decision of her life, but she ultimately decided against doing it because of a warning from Will Smith. Keke Palmer originally found fame for doing the show True Jackson VP on Nickelodeon, where she did 56 episodes at $20,000 per episode, meaning she made a little bit over $1.1 million doing the show. Put her in a very different economic background than her parents, who only made $40,000 per year combined during her childhood. Child actors' parents have a history of abusing their money, where they're only required to put 15% away for them for their 18th birthday on the Coogan law, and many like Jeanette McCurdy's parents spend all their money. Keke Palmer wanted to be like Macaulay Culkin, who got emancipated from his dad when he was 15 years old because his dad just kept on wasting the money he was making. After Keke Palmer told her lawyer that she wanted emancipation, Will Smith found out about it and actually called her, saying it'll be the biggest regret of her life. Will Smith was dealing with issues of his own at the time, where his movie After Earth failed, making $244 million on a budget of $130 million, meaning it lost $10 million and got a 12% Rotten Tomatoes. Because of that, Jaden Smith at 15 wanted to be emancipated from Will, which put him in a state of depression. Will Smith warned Keke Palmer, saying emancipation would ruin her parents. She listened to Will Smith, and with that, I'm Charles Brawl. Please subscribe to learn something. Keke Palmer was about to...
Later that night, DMX came over. Carly had called him. He was 5 hours late. He was late because he didn't want to come to my home empty-handed, he said. Oh, no, he doesn't. He breaks game. He went to his trunk, and I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere. This nigga had crab legs. We sat here, we watched the game. We had a great conversation. We was karaokeing songs, and then we went to my house, and DMX cooked a crab dinner for me and all my friends and my wife. We woke up in the middle of the night. I saw DMX in the kitchen. It blew a mind. That night, DMX came over.
I was limping for 4 days after my husband used this baking.
I ran out of all my Vaseline cotton balls, which is bad. The car. Oh, dang it. We're going to put it in another carton.
How old are you? 100. This is what nobody wants to talk about with alcohol. My name's Corey. I'm an alcoholic. And for the longest time, I thought that alcohol was my problem. I thought that if I could...
Excuse me? Is this your car?
I was like, Mike, you don't know the rules of the game, man. He's just a young kid. You know, Mike looked at him again like, okay. Looked at me like, okay. I said, what you looking at me like that for, right? Went to the fourth quarter, man. That man got about 17 quick.
I can't even really describe the next like 6 to 7 minutes of play. He down 25 now. It's just at 2. I got 18. He at like 40 now. JR myself, we ain't scored in like about 4 minutes. Then I subbed like 3 of the starters. They got bad quick, y'all. They come to the bench like this. Jimmy, go. I was like, yeah. No, my bad, dog. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He like, it's cool, man. I told you, just shut your ass up, ain't nothing funny. Mike came down. Okay, young fella, okay, damn, young fella, damn, y'all done? Damn, y'all done? Never talk shit to Mike ever in their life.
I was like, Mike.
Yeah! Blue, yellow, pink! Whatever, man, just keep bringing me that.
I don't even know who you are.
Damn, man, look at that, look!
I knew it.
Nobody moves crystal in the South Valley but me!
Oh, shit.
Here's a list of stuff your car insurance company
doesn't want you to know. Alright.
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? That's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including
and yourself are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
Oh, no.
Protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would... No. I ran for president like you. I got millions and millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
2020. In 2020, you were the single largest
Because I had
receiver of
full
pharmaceutical money.
contributions from workers all over this country. Workers.
You were the
There's
single-
not a nickel from corporate tax.
You were the single largest
From
acceptor of
workers-
pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but
I'm gonna make America healthier.
I have this raccoon in my yard. The way they sleep is they just like bend over.
You blow out the good stuff.
I don't want to die.
Same as everyone.
I am not the same as everyone. I'm queen of the witches.
I don't give a wet donkey shit about your title. I shine to only one thing. Your soul.
I give you my soul. And what do you give me in return?
Freedom from death.
I want terms defined. Life everlasting. No aging. Forever.
Just like that.
Just like that.
In exchange, you provide services. One not here on the date of my choosing. No refusal.
What kind of services?
For instance, would you cope with your daughter?
Absolutely. Whatever it takes.
Then we have a deal.
Seal it.
The deal is off. You blow out the good stuff.
Listen, cocksucker, I've seen some wild shit in my time, but this one's different. We were backstage at a UFC event, right? Just me, a few fighters hanging around. Dana White and John Jones step into this side room. Nothing unusual at first. Could have been a quick meeting, a strategy session, who knows? But here's the fucked up part. About 20 minutes later, that door opens, and Dana walks out, pregnant. I swear on my life, cocksucker, I saw Dana White leave that room pregnant.
Joey, what the fuck are you saying?
Listen, cocksucker, I've seen some wild shit in my time, but this one's different. We were backstage at a UFC event, right? Just me, a few fighters hanging around. Dana White and John Jones step into this side room.
My father came to the Apollo to see us, and this what made him even more sure about disrespecting me. And we get up there, and we got booed, badly booed. And my father was even, he was hitting me.
I never thought reading glasses could be...
Hey, look who it is.
What up, Officer Delgado?
You back on good paper already? I've been off probation a month.
I was not expecting to see you here. Thought you were,
Retired. Retarded.
retired. I'm already in the void. I'm not trying to get canceled again.
I don't like you.
You never did. And who's this? Succulent reminder of my own inadequacies. Look at you. Like the superhero version of Hawkeye.
The name's Remy Labo. But you can call me the Gambit.
It's been a while since I've seen Sling Blade hit me again.
They call me the Gambit. We never had a Wolverine up in here. But I can tell you now, it's just a common courtesy to ask before you drink up all of my liquor. It's a good thing I don't give a fuck.
So embarrassing. That's settled. Look, we came a long way to find you three.
There's four of us.
There's four. Wait, is it Magneto? Dear sweet God in heaven, let it be Magneto, because with him...
He's dead.
Now Disney gets cheap? It's like Pinocchio jammed his face in my ass and started lying like crazy. I was not expecting...
And so now it's time to act on this. President's done his part with changing all the Biden policies. As part of the policies he's implemented, they are inviting state and locals to be a part of these efforts. And there's different federal programs that you can subscribe to. We can actually have state and local deputized by ICE to be able to exercise immigration and deportation functions. I just signed a memorandum of understanding with DHS and ICE with our highway patrol. So Director Dave Kerner, his guys out there, if you have an illegal driving drunk and they get pulled over, well, the highway patrol can then take them to immigration too. Why do you want to put an illegal back on the road to be able to do all this stuff? So the possibilities are really, really strong, but we got to get the policy right and we got to get the job done. I called a special session of the Florida legislature to be able to address this and other issues. And the legislative leaders didn't want to said it was premature. They said that it could wait. And they even said that doing a special session on illegal immigration was a stunt. A stunt? We've been waiting 4 years to be able to address this issue. We complained about Biden constantly for year after year after year. So I knew we had to act. I wanted to give a week after the president was inaugurated so we could digest. We knew what was coming, but to digest everything and then go forward. And they didn't want to do it. They fought back. They, had their excuses. But the voters demanded that they acted. And the voters were very clear. You need to get in there and do your job. And so they got that message, but they thought that they could do some window dressing and then just kind of leave, and that you guys would all just accept that, even though the policy was terrible and they weren't getting the job done. Our voters are smarter than that. They thought if they put Trump's name on a weak bill, that people would just say, oh, it must be good just because Trump's popular. People have seen through that. And so what they did was they created a piece of legislation that not only didn't answer the call and help deliver on the mandate that we have for the American people, they did things that are going to make it worse to combat illegal immigration than we're even doing now. If that bill passed, we would have been more effective under even Biden in some respects than now when we have a willing partner in Donald Trump, because they're trying to kneecap state enforcement efforts. So we've got some work to do here. Now, it's interesting because they have tried to, I can tell you, the voters, I've never seen voters react more negatively to a piece of legislation. So they're thinking, like, the governor's calling for us to step up. Florida, we lead in Florida. We've done that for 6 years, leading the nation on all this stuff. It's great to see the great start President Trump's gotten off to, doing things like going after DEI, the gender mutilation of minors, all that stuff. We did that stuff years ago in Florida. I mean, we were the first out of the gate on all of that stuff to lead, and we're going to be the first out of the gate to be strong partners in finally ending illegal immigration once and for all in this country. So we are, it's important. So they've done this, and it actually undercuts what we're already doing. So, for example, when we had some of the unrest in Haiti, they'll send boats with these Haitians, these illegals, and they'll come to mostly South Florida, obviously. And we didn't want to see a big influx, but Biden didn't have enough Coast Guard vessels, so we declared a state of emergency. I surged vessels. We've interdicted thousands and thousands of illegals. And you look at these boats, some of them have narcotics, they have guns and all this stuff. We've saved a lot of lives by preventing them from coming to the state of Florida. We've done other interdiction efforts. FDLE was just working down in Coral Gables. They busted Chinese illegal aliens. FHP just did a bust in Tallahassee. They're constantly doing that and getting people off the street. Obviously, it's much more effective with Trump than with Biden, because Biden would release them once they got to immigration in many cases. So we've been doing all that. So the bill the legislature sent me, it actually terminates the state of emergency that's unlocked our ability to do all the things we're currently doing. They want to shut it, just as Donald Trump declared a national emergency at the border. They want to shut down Florida's declaration to say this is an important issue. And basically end all the things these guys have been doing, and they're working very constructively. Now, if you were serious about ending illegal immigration, why the hell would you stop the things we're doing that's been effective? But that's what they wanted to do, terminate. That's in the bill. The other thing they did is they eliminated any immigration enforcement from the governor and our state agencies, and really local in many respects. And they lodged it in the Commissioner of Agriculture. First of all, has that ever been done anywhere in the United States? How often is agriculture viewed as leading the fight against illegal immigration? I don't think I've seen that memo yet. And so it's really like the fox guard and the hen house. So it's a bad decision. They don't have the resources. You have to create a whole new bureaucracy to be all these problems. But they actually, in the bill, they prohibit our state agencies and your local agencies from even talking to ICE without the approval of the Commissioner of Agriculture. So if you want to have Panhandle, your police departments, your sheriff's departments, if they're working to bust like some illegal alien gang, they wouldn't be able to turn them over to ICE unless the Commissioner of Agriculture gave them approval. Who the hell do they think they are to say they need a Mother May I from the Commissioner of freaking Agriculture? And so people will say, they'll say, well, why would they do that? It doesn't make sense. Because think about it. What state has done a better job at crisis management, disaster response, emergency response than the state of Florida? Is there a state that's done better? Not even close. So we have agencies that are in all these fights. We have a great record of success in responding to different things. And why would you want to kneecap that? And even if you were serious about it, to create a new set of bureaucracy in the Commissioner of Agriculture obviously doesn't make sense. And the reason they did it, it's not because they're dumb. They knew by doing that they would stymie enforcement against illegal immigration. They don't want to remove illegal aliens from this state. Okay? Some of them want cheap labor for some of these business interests. And here's my problem. So first of all, we did E-Verify a couple years ago. And E-Verify is a private business. You just run them through the computer. You're here lawfully, you can be hired. If you're not, you can't be hired. That's the law of the land. It's not like we're opposing a new set of laws. So that's the law. And so we've done it. But then so the legislature in this debate, because they want to take E-Verify away from the governor and put it in the Commissioner of Agriculture. Gee, you wonder why. But what they tried to say is, the governors, you guys weren't tough enough. You were dropping the ball, this stuff. Well, it turns out the legislature has refused to fund E-Verify the last 2 years. Imagine why they wouldn't want to fund E-Verify. They probably have some supporters that don't want them to do it. But because they said that, we've now sent out letters to a lot of these businesses that are sometimes suspected of having illegal labor. We've sent it out, and we said, hey, some members of the Florida legislature are suggesting that you may be using illegal labor and you're not using E-Verify. They're saying that the ball's been dropped. So we're now going to get confirmation on all these businesses, and we are going to follow up with them to see if they're following the law or not. But these guys that deliberately did not want to fund that because they want the policy to be you have illegal workers because it's cheaper for some of their supporters. And here's my problem with that. One, we got to be a rule of law, right? If you want to have foreigners come in, then change the law. Now, I wouldn't support that, but at least we're all on the up and up. Why is it that you have to follow the law, but some of these other guys don't have to follow the law? That doesn't work for me. Doesn't make sense. So I have a problem with just from a rule of law perspective. I also have a problem, though, when you bring in the illegal foreign labor. You're obviously undercutting wages. They say, Americans don't want to do. Americans will do more construction if it pays better. They just want an artificially lower wage. But here's the thing. It's a massive corporate subsidy to them at your expense because guess what? They're paying low wages. You're paying for schooling for the kids. You're paying for medical when they go to the emergency room. And tragically, a lot of people pay when they get hit in like a traffic accident and the illegal doesn't have insurance. So it imposes massive costs on our communities. And a lot of them don't want to acknowledge that, don't want to say they're for that, but they've made policy choices in this bill that would lead us to essentially being a sanctuary state. Because if these guys can't even communicate with ICE without going Mother May I to Agriculture, you are handcuffing the people that are out there trying to keep you safe from the scourge of illegal immigration. They also didn't do anything to stop catch and release. My proposals say you get the drunk driving is something that I talk about a lot because we have a lot of people who've lost loved ones being hit by an illegal alien drunk driver in almost every instance that I know of. It's not the first traffic infraction that these guys have had.
So if they're there, get arrested for DUI under the bill that the leaders passed. They go before a judge and just get released, right? There's no presumption of detention. For us, we don't think that they should be entitled to bail. We think that they should, the default should be that they're detained and then turned over to immigration. Don't just put them back on the street. We also want to make sure that we're very tough on illegal alien voting, which is wrong, and it's not allowed in the state of Florida, and we have prosecuted. You know, no one really dealt with this until I became governor. We worked with the legislature to establish an Office of Election Crimes in the Attorney General's office, and so after the 2020 election, there were illegals brought up on charges who voted illegally in some of these elections on the local level were decided by 50 votes, so it doesn't matter. And some of the illegal aliens said, well, I was told I could
This is
vote
live, so
by
you can
someone
go
in the
tune in
Broward
for
County or
yourself.
whatever. And I don't actually dispute that. I think that's probably true. But the part of the reason why they are able to register to vote is because there's no declaration that you're a U.S. citizen when you register to vote. So
Have a good day. Stay safe. Stay smart. Stay up. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.